The U.S. added 235,000 jobs in August. That's the lowest number since January, an incontrovertible miss based on economists' predictions. So what role did extended unemployment benefits play in those figures? Economist Dr. Michael Greiner explains what happened to jobless numbers in states where extended benefits ended early versus those that kept them.
There was essentially no difference in jobs growth based upon the ending of unemployment benefits. So it really shows that that's not really what's keeping people at home. And I think that the story is much more complicated.
An unemployment rate of 5.2%, that's still pretty unacceptable. We want to be below 5%, well below 5%. Could this be the impetus, seeing unemployment benefits, the extended unemployment benefits end on Monday? Is that the thing we really need to get people back to work across the country?
The fact that we have the Delta variant increasing now has really been what resulted in this slowdown in unemployment, of the increase of employment over the last month or so. As you pointed out, the economy was increasing, and this is again on a seasonally adjusted basis, by about 1 million jobs per month. That obviously we didn't do as well last month, but really it seems that that's directly related to the situation with the Delta variant. People are afraid of going back to work.
Half of small business owners say that it's gotten harder to find qualified people to do the jobs that they're looking for people to fill. And about a third of them say that they have some open positions and they're not able to fill them, and they haven't been able to for 3 months. We keep seeing this from businesses that are closing because they can't hire people. So it seems like the correlation is there when you talk to the business owners.
The business owners are right. There is this problem with hiring employees. What I'm saying, though, is that over the past couple of years that people have been off, their circumstances have changed, and they've decided they don't necessarily want to go back to that same job that they had before. They may have had their kids off from school and decide they want to stay off with them. There are a lot of people who were reaching into retirement age, and once they were off, they decide they don't want to go back to work.
Since we have spent trillions of dollars in COVID relief, and now we're talking about spending several $1 trillion more for infrastructure and a whole bunch of other things. We've printed a lot of money. Isn't inflation just in the cards? You don't have to be an oracle to see that the writing is on the wall.
The way the economy works now, that would have been the case, say, 50 years ago. But now it's not such a big issue because of the fact that there is this global market for American dollars. Interest rates, if you look at them, are still extremely low, basically at zero. So that shows that it's not really an issue. And when you kind of tease apart the inflation that has been going on recently, it's just a couple of items really that have been driving the increase in prices.
The first quarter of 2021, we saw, I think, 6.3% GDP growth, which was tremendous. It actually, in some ways, erased the economic downturn that we had from 2020's recession. But now we've seen GDP growth slow once again. How does the unemployment status, the unemployment figures that we're looking at now, how does that play into our slowed GDP growth?
Well, they're directly related, and that's the reality here. That's what I was talking about the Delta variant emerging, which is that as the economy grows, that's when we create new jobs. You aren't creating new jobs because the economy is not growing. The two are directly related to each other.
And just a reminder to all of you, pandemic unemployment assistance and pandemic emergency unemployment compensation both end on Monday.